Simplified Chaos, episode 66.
Life is beautiful and full of chaos.
And it can get slightly out of hand if that shit's not tamed.
We're here to share how to simplify the little things to help you lead a more intentional life.
This is Simplified Chaos.
Hello, wonderful friends. Welcome to another episode of Simplified Chaos. This is Jillian, one of your hosts, and I'm with my co-host and ruggedly handsome husband that I get to see all day long, Nicholas.
What's going on, folks? Hope you all are doing well, staying healthy, not losing your shit. Welcome to another episode of Simplified Chaos, where the chaos is just running rapid right now.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. But Jilly, what are we talking about today?
Let's talk about eating. Eating at home.
We haven't talked about eating in a while.
No, and I think now more than ever, it's an important topic to talk about.
Yeah. So we'll leave you with that. We're going to talk a little bit eating today. Mm-hmm. But before we dive into that, we want to show a little gratitude. So Jilly, what are you grateful for today?
I am grateful for the time.
You stole mine.
I'm just grateful
Damn it.
for time here. These leisurely mornings, I get to wake up next to Lucille and just hear her, "Hi, Mommy." Wake up.
No, it's mommy all the time right now,
gosh.
and you are just reaping the benefits of that.
I'm a superstar, famous. Yes, Lucille, you can have my autograph all the time. It's just been... It's been challenging, but I'm really soaking in this time with her and this age of, 22 months?
21 going on 22 months,
Yeah, thank you. It's such a cool age. She's changing so quickly.
Yeah.
Her vocabulary is just astounding to me. And today we must have been throwing rocks and puddles for about 15 minutes, and it was the raddest thing ever.
Doesn't get old at all.
No.
So
I'm grateful for time. Absolutely. What about you?
Mine was extra time.
Ooh.
And I feel like we've gotten a lot of extra time given the fact of what's going on. And now that I am a remote worker, it's great in the mornings where I'm sleeping in a little bit more than what I normally did when I was going into work. However, I'm getting up. I have time to chill with Lucille and have breakfast with her and maybe watch an episode of Tots. That's her jam right now. And then when I'm off of work at 4:30, 5 o'clock, just depending on the day, I immediately go into Lucille mode and, kind of pick up the relief from you and allow you to do some things. But, it's just that transition is so amazing, and not having to sit in a car for 45 minutes and just going right into family time. I am enjoying the hell out of it.
Yep. It's, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm going to hold on to it and appreciate it for as long as it lasts.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's been just an amazing week, and just being able to be around as Lucille continues to develop rapidly every day, and just hearing the progression in putting together sentences and thoughts and understanding things. It's been awesome to see that. And otherwise I would be missing that if I was having that drive in the morning and then having that drive in the afternoon, evening. So certainly don't take this for granted, and just really soaking it in for every minute that we have, because like you said, we don't know how long this is going to last. So yeah, time. You all have a lot of time back.
We sure do.
Yeah. So, food.
So I know we've been wanting to talk about eating for a while, and this is my niche. I'm all about healthy eating and helping busy mamas, busy families, just set rhythms and routines. And I thought, what better time than now, because we're at home majority of our time. And this is the time when it counts the most. Like, what are our routines? What are our habits? What are our rhythms? And
this is the time to build good routines too, just because we have that extra time.
For sure. And there's an opening quote that it didn't say who it was by, but I thought it was a great a great opener to this discussion. It said, I can't control everything in my life, but I can control what I put into my body.
That's 100% accurate.
And right now it's like more chaotic and uncontrollable than ever in the world. Like we have no control over what's happening with this virus, but there are so many other things that we can control in the home. And this is when it counts. Like this is when we can take charge and just be proactive and just be super intentional and mindful of what we're putting into our body, because now more than ever, we should be building our immune system, building our bodies to be as healthy as they can.
Absolutely.
And, from what I'm seeing in the grocery stores, it doesn't appear that way.
It really doesn't. And we alluded to this in our last episode, is that we went grocery shopping and we had no problems finding the foods that we normally eat. It was the hot dogs, it was the candy aisle, it was the cereal aisle and chips and the things that, like you said, we should be trying to eat as healthy as possible at this time to make sure that we're able, God forbid if somebody, contracts, COVID-19.
Yeah.
We want our immune systems to be at its top notch. And, this is a time for us to start setting some good habits. We are very busy in our lives and it's very tough to make those changes. And now we have that time and we can make those changes.
For sure. We can educate ourselves and inform ourselves to not only make good decisions for ourselves, but to teach this to our kids, because they're not learning it in schools. Like, where else are they going to learn it?
Right.
And by no means do we strive to be perfectionists when it comes to nutrition and health.
No.
We just strive to do the best we can with what we have. And our grocery stores have what we need to be healthy. We have the choice. It's just, are we making those choices or are we going the other way because that's what makes it easier? But really in the long run, it's like ruining everything that's inside of our body that's meant to protect us and make us happy and energized and just be the best people that we can be. And I just wanted to brush upon some of the things that I think we're doing that have been making eating at home healthier and energizing, but still we're still satisfying our cravings at the same time.
Certainly.
Like, we're not, what's the word? I don't know. We're not dissatisfied with how we're eating. You know how sometimes people view healthy eating like,
our meals are effing delicious.
Yeah, like, but you guys can't eat cheesesteaks. It's like, fuck. Yeah,
the fuck I can't eat a cheesesteak.
It's like, I think the whole mindset of health and what it looks like is just so twisted and complicated. And I love talking about this because it's so simple. It's just learning about it and setting routines and rhythms. And that's kind of how I wanted to start it off, is that I think routines, rhythms are freaking everything.
They are.
Because once you set them, it makes it so much easier to keep it going. And I'm so, so grateful for having designated meal nights. And I feel like we talk about it a lot, but that's how important it is.
We do, but it keeps our sanity. We all know what we're eating at any given night. There may be some variances on what we're eating, but we have that set schedule. We know what the routine is. If somebody gets home earlier or has a different, schedule, they can pick up and absolutely cook because they know what's going on that day. I can, come upstairs and start cooking pizzas on pizza night, or, tacos are very easy to do as well. So it's not like we're making complicated meals that take hours and hours upon prep. I mean, it's pretty simple, basic stuff that anybody in the family can do.
And I'm glad you said it's very easy for you to do, because I think initially when we started it, it wasn't always easy for you to do.
Yeah.
It came natural to me, but because we're consistent with it and we kept going and going and we tweak tacos differently so it's not so boring, but now you finally can say like, oh, it's a piece of cake, because we set that rhythm in place and we've had it for so long that it's easy for us. And when it stays ingrained in you, it kind of carries over when there is a lot of chaos or differences among like whatever's going on in your life, like there is right now. Like It's a little different now with our dynamic. Like I'm not working full time. I'm home all day. You're home all day.
Yeah.
And because we have these designated meal nights, it's making the transition to these different changes in our life a little bit easier. I think the only thing is different. Mondays we do pasta. Tuesday tacos, Wednesday pizza. Thursday is the only night that's different because Thursdays we usually have Brinner night.
Yeah.
But because we're home, we're having hot breakfast every day.
Yeah, no, we have great breakfast now every day. Not that we weren't before, like,
No,
but you know, it is nice to have the time for breakfast and be able to sit down and eat and you know, do what we would probably normally do on the weekend, but every day during the week now.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, usually I would have like a smoothie to go and you'd maybe have like oats, but now I have the time to prepare eggs and greens and toast and...
Can I just say you said oats like very Baltimore-ish?
Did I?
You said oats.
Oh, jeez.
I love it. Anyways, I do love my oats.
But yeah, like it's just keeping our health in check. Physically, mentally, all around, I feel great. Because we're keeping it going, even amongst all the crazy changes in our life. And it's just...
I will say it's very easy for people to want to go out because we are inside all day and order takeout every night just because you want to get out of the house. And for us, I would say that, we still do. That's our Friday and kind of weekend routine. But even last weekend, we ate out once. Even though we probably had an opportunity to do it multiple times. We ate out once and everything else was cooked here.
Yeah.
And we're doing the same thing this week. And it's been really great. It's been, again, like the transition from finishing up downstairs in the basement at work and then coming upstairs and hanging out with Lucille while dinner might be just in its final stages. You know, we go outside and hang out and then... You know, it's kind of like my drive home, but hanging out with Lucille. But then, you know, we're in the kitchen as a family, eating dinner together, laughing, playing music, and the chaos that Lucille's bringing in with dinner and making us laugh and yelling and throwing her milk or whatever the heck she's doing. Like, it's great. Like, we didn't have this before this whole thing went down. And now it's just, it's a way for us to bond and have a healthy meal.
Yeah, and I think another cool thing is that you're eating more vegetables because we're at home.
Yeah.
I would put greens in my smoothies, but for your breakfast, you normally wouldn't have vegetables.
I have oats, with a bunch of power stuff in there, but not vegetables.
No, but it's kind of funny because I'm in control of your breakfast and I'm making it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm making my husband some sauteed spinach or kale.
Hey, I don't mind.
I'm glad.
It's good stuff.
That's kind of a pro though about it. Like you get a little bit more veg than you were getting before.
Oh yeah.
So lunches. So before we did meal prepping, we prepped for about 3 days.
We prepped for 3 days or have a lot of leftovers, and leftovers could last sometimes up to 2 different lunch periods.
But now, because we're not going anywhere and we don't have to pack things to go, I don't know about you. I think we've been kind of on our own for lunches. It's kind of been nice for me because I feel like I would always prep the lunches on Sunday, and now I kind of don't do that anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to do that right now. And, you know, I've built into my weekly schedule an hour, and I've built it around lunchtime. I've built in an hour so that I can relieve you and you can, you know, get some work done or have some time to yourself. And luckily for me, like, Lucille has been very low maintenance during the time that I have to watch her. You know, she'll either fall asleep or, you know, we'll hang out and, you know, I'll give her something to eat and then be able to put together a lunch and maybe sit down at her little table and have lunch with her. You know, that happened this week. But yeah, lunches, you bought some really good lunch meats this week, and I made a couple of Italian wraps, which were really nice. And yes, I put greens on them myself. There was spinach on there.
Proud of you.
But it's been, lunches have been every person for themselves. And although today your sister made a delicious spinach pie.
Oh my gosh, it was
was
so good.
Awesome. So that was my lunch today. But yeah, that's also been a plus, is, you know, having her around at home, and she's been pitching in with some of the cooking, and the spinach pie was delicious. Yeah,
that's kind of the cool thing about our lunches lately is that they've been been cold lunches and snacking lunches. Like for me, I'll go in there and get some Applegate deli meat or some salami, and Lucille loves Applegate salami. She calls it pizza.
She calls it pizza.
So we've been having like picnic lunches almost, where we just kind of grab some hummus and some crackers, or maybe have some avocado toast, or, It's just these little snacks here and there, or some Lara bars, and it's been really fun just kind of being able to pick our own lunches where we have everything we need in there, and you get to go in there like, oh, I decide I want to make a wrap today, or I decide I want to make a sandwich, and we're like, oh, we're just going to snack today. So it's kind of nice being free when it comes to lunches and kind of just picking and choosing and grabbing what we want, but being prepared and having those kind of healthy shortcuts that we can put something together really quickly and not have to worry about making this elaborate meal or making sure that it has to be hot. So, it's been kind of nice having this picnic style.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying it, and it's it's something that's very easy. It takes me 3 minutes to put together a wrap. I know where everything is. So it's just been a very easy process, and it's nice not having to prep in the morning. Again, it gives me more time with Lucille to kind of hang out, because normally I would prep my lunch in the morning before leaving, and that would mean less time to hang out with her before heading off to work. But now I don't have to worry about that, and I can just come upstairs, put something together, and boom, done.
Yeah, I just think sometimes people think, man, eating healthy takes so much time. And really, it's just time in the beginning to plan and prep. But then, our days just are seamless now because we have those rhythms and routines in place, and because we keep our fridge stocked with good food.
Yep, and the pantry.
There are no temptations, like we do have some dark chocolate, and there is some gelato in the freezer. Don't get me wrong, there is some stuff, but really,
but it's not every night either.
We don't even bring it in the house, so there's no temptation for snacking on just stuff that's just not going to be fueling us and making us have the patience and energy and, for me, the kindness that I need for the day, especially dealing with a toddler who's in a throwing stage, and it's phenomenal.
You need all the energy you can with her, and putting some good stuff in your body really helps you keep up with her, because at this point it is trying to keep up with her. She's a busy body. She wants to be outside, and she's getting quicker. She's roaming all over the place, and you have to really... not that we weren't paying attention to her before, but you have to really be careful what she's getting into now too. So it's just being more alert, having more energy to keep up with her, and having the right foods and drinks in the house is definitely important for that.
Yeah, and I think when you're at home, I think everybody is probably in agreement, man, I'm in full snack mode because I'm at home all day long. And there is nothing wrong with snacking by any means. It's just that, what snacks are you snacking on? What snacks are you even bringing in the house? Just cut it out. Don't bring it in. If it's I shouldn't be eating this, well, then stop buying it. And if someone else is buying it, say, keep it somewhere where I can't find it, So I understand full snack mode. I get it. I think what's also... I don't know about you. Well, you're still working, but I'm not. So I've kind of kept in my mind that I treat this day like a work day still, where I eat breakfast, I eat lunch, I maybe might have a snack to kind of tie me over until dinner, but I'm keeping that same ritual and routines that I was when I was working, and it's making me stay a little bit saner and keeping me healthier. It's making me not go into my pantry more often, oh, I'm home, so why don't I do this? It's no, I'm just going to treat my home like the office. I'm just going to stick to that. And it's been working so far. Yeah.
I will say that I feel like I'm snacking a little bit less than when I was at the office. I have my lunch that I usually brought, the oats or something for breakfast, but then I'd always have snacks that I'd have throughout the day. I would say that I'm probably not getting up and snacking like I was when I was at work. So I am just and it might be because I'm eating a better breakfast too. But I find myself eating breakfast and then having lunch and then maybe an afternoon snack, but it's been very rare occasion where I'll pop up. But I will say that I think the thing that I'm drinking more of is coffee, and not a tremendous amount of more coffee, but probably just an extra cup than what I was drinking during the week, just because we have great coffee at home and it's readily available. So I might sneak up for an extra cup during the day, but I'm still making sure to drink plenty of water, drinking the coffee, and then we've been indulging a little bit in the evenings.
Yeah, so I have on here, I wanted to talk about our coffee consumption. I think mine is slightly the same, and I have been using a smaller mug.
Okay.
which is helping me. I know it's weird.
Is that your custom mug?
It's my beautiful ceramic mug, handmade from my friend Waxy. Anyway, so I kind of set my own rules / boundaries with my coffee to kind of make sure I'm not overly doing it, because I know my water consumption has been going down and my coffee consumption has been going up. And, we're being flexible. It's only temporary, I know, but I kind of set this rule that I can only fill up my mug 3 times a day. And I've been sticking to it so far, and it's working. And I don't feel like I need more, or I don't have enough. Like, it seems to be a just right amount. So I think just listening to your body and I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but when I overconsume something, it doesn't make it as special anymore.
Yeah.
So if I'm drinking too much coffee during the day, that last cup of coffee that I'm like pouring that I probably didn't need, it's like, man, this doesn't taste as good as the one before, probably because I'm like overdoing it.
Right.
And it's just not as satisfying.
Makes sense.
So I think almost setting like little rules or boundaries has been helpful for me being at home. But yeah, so our alcohol consumption has gone up
through
slightly.
the roof. No, I'm just kidding.
I think for the past 5 nights we've had a drink. 7. Oh shit. So the past week we've had alcohol every night.
And not a crazy amount, but either a glass of wine or a cocktail, maybe a beer, but mostly a glass of wine or a cocktail.
Yeah.
And it's been chill. It's family bonding.
Yeah, and this is not something that's going to be permanent by any means, but you know what? It's not. It's temporary, and it is what it is. Again, we don't strive for
It's been a 2-week
perfectionism.
snowstorm for us. No, I'm just kidding.
And I don't know if I'm sure a lot of people may have thought about this, but it almost feels like a vacation, sort of. So I feel like our guards are down with how we're treating our bodies. When you're in vacation mode, it's like indulge. But I know we podcasted about this, but I know our mindset is when we go on vacation, we try to keep our same rhythms and then maybe indulge a little bit here and there. And I think we're kind of doing that right now.
Yeah, we are.
We're keeping our healthy rhythms and our routines in place, but we are doing a little extra indulging. And you know what? It's okay.
It is.
It's all right.
It's totally cool. We have to do something to be able to put up with each other with this. No, I'm just kidding.
You're the worst.
I know.
So I think this is another part of my indulging part of this feeling like it's kind of an at-home vacation, is that I've been getting to bake more.
You have been. Cookies have been phenomenal.
But again, like, it's not crappy cookies. Like,
No, they're healthy cookies.
It's really
You're
simple.
using, what, almond flour?
Almond flour.
Hell yeah.
A little bit of maple syrup, some dark chocolate chips. Oh, it's so good.
It's really good.
Yeah,
so you're making those tomorrow?
I think so. I had a deal with my sister. She was like, if I make spinach pie, can you make some more cookies? And I was
Well,
like,
it's her birthday tomorrow too, so you should do whatever she wants.
I know.
I think we're all getting dressed up for...
We are.
Yeah. We're getting dressed up and ordering takeout.
I'm really excited about this. I don't know if anyone is doing like some fun things at home, but for Randy's birthday tomorrow, she wants to dress up and get fancy and order takeout. And guess what? Friday nights are usually takeout, so it kind of goes...
Who are we to say no?
Right?
Yeah.
And we'll probably have another cocktail.
Put on my bow tie.
Yeah, and that's another thing I had on here is that we usually did takeouts on Friday, and we've kind of kept it the same.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing takeout every night. We're not doing takeout 3 times a night. And to each their own, if you want to do that, like, I know supporting small businesses is huge right now.
Yes, yeah, and that's something that's is really important to us. And
for sure.
Yeah, we hope that we can continue to support our businesses. I know a lot of them have a lot of tough decisions to make on whether to stay open or not, to put their employees in a position where it could possibly happen to them, but a lot of them are taking a lot of great precautions too. So, if you can get out there and support your local businesses, they need our help more than ever. So
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've been taking out like once or twice a week. Again, these are just some of the things that we're doing now, and those are some of the changes that we have made. We just want to be real with you guys that like we're making sure to fuel our bodies, because I think now more than ever it is important so that we are our best selves with our kids, since we are home with them all day long. And you want to show up with as much energy and enthusiasm as you have. Mm-hmm. And it all starts with what you're putting in your body and what you're surrounded with. So hopefully everyone's getting outside too.
Yeah.
Because, man, we need nature more than ever now.
Absolutely. It's healing to be outside. And so make sure if you're in a state that's allowing you to come out of the house, get outside, get some fresh air. It's nice. It's springtime, a lot of pollen. But no, it's great just to get out in the sun and, feel the warmth and, be in nature.
So here's another thing. I don't think I've ever shared this. I don't even know if I shared it with you. So when I was younger, I had the worst allergies, like horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Like eyes were itching, unbearable. Like I would just scratch my eyes out and it was just horrible. And I stopped getting bad allergies when I started putting better food in my body. There is such a connection with what you're fueling your body with and how it reacts to nature. And it is dramatic. Like, I don't have an itchy throat. My nose isn't running. My eyes don't itch anymore. Like, it has been a huge 180 since I started learning about food and how it affects your body and how your body is affected by other outside factors. So I just want to be that cheerleader for you, just saying that what you eat does count, and it can affect so many things that you don't even realize. Besides your mood and your energy, it affects how it reacts to other things in the atmosphere. So for anyone who does have horrible allergies and you haven't even thought about changing your diet, like, let's just start now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to share these, that I'm grateful for the habits and rhythms that we do have in place, because now it's making it a lot easier to stick to them when other parts of our life are changing. And
absolutely, it's really the one constant that we have a lot of constants, but that's one of the most important constants that we have right now.
Yeah, and just like I said, treating my home like it's a business, like business hours, like saying
business shall continue.
Business must continue on, especially if I am being with Lucille all day long. Stay-at-home mom life is exhausting, but it's a little bit easier when you're putting good stuff in.
Absolutely.
Cool.
All right. So you want to share some resources with our lovely listeners?
I do, and you'll probably guess that the resources are my blog,
The Clean and Simple Life.
I mean, I gotta put that stuff, like,
hell yeah.
You put a lot of good shit out there. Yeah. So I just actually posted a recent blog post that was healthy, kid-friendly snacks for those long days at home, because it's been helping me be a little bit saner, just having Lucille distracted, quotes in quotes, with something healthy while I can get some stuff done.
Yeah.
That is not really, I guess, appropriate for her to be doing with me. Don't get me wrong, we do a lot of stuff together, but there are some things that I just want to do and get it over with, like washing the dishes and preparing breakfast.
That.
I just wanted to share some of the healthy snacks that I've been giving Lucille, and I feel less guilty about giving them to her because they're healthier than the average crap that some of us, I feel like we think we have to give our kids just to make them happy. But there are so many amazing choices out there of healthier snacks that we can give our kids to be fueling themselves instead of making them feel sicker or making them have more behavior problems. I hate the word behavior problems, but food affects how our kids act. And if you don't know there's an alignment, I'm telling you now, there is an alignment with food and how your kid, its mood and tantrums. And I mean, there's a lot of things that are developmental, but there are so many things that we can help when it comes to our kid. And I'm going to stop.
So we'll link to that post in the show notes. But yeah, I definitely hear you on that. And Lucille is definitely a snacker. She's not a meal kid. She's
a grazer.
Yeah, she snacks throughout the day, and it's important for us to have good, healthy snacks on hand for when she's in the mood to eat.
Yeah, and we are not those parents that are like, oh my God, Lucille's meals are not balanced. She's not getting enough greens. Literally, she tells us what she wants and we give it to her. She's like, cheese, yogurt,
peas,
cheese, yogurt, sometimes repeatedly. And then, peas,
blueberries,
or bacon. Like, she is more in tune with her body right now than, I mean, it's really hard for adults to be in tune, but when you're born, like, it's so natural for her. So she's listening to her body and we're like, you know what? Okay, cool. Cool. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. She has boundaries when it comes to certain sweet things. But again, we keep healthier choices when it comes to sweeter things. And it's been rocking and rolling, and we're just going with it.
Yeah, so check out that blog post.
Yes.
All right. Jilly, quote of the day.
All right. Man, I don't hate me, but I kind of have...
You have like 7?
I have 4.
Holy shit, that's quotes.
No, I have 3. I have 3.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but they're short.
Okay.
But all of them are powerful.
So here are the quotes with an S of the day.
This is by Buddha.
Look like a miniature Buddha.
What is that from?
Anchorman. So wise. It's like a miniature Buddha. Hit it to us, Buddha.
To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear.
It is a duty.
Duty. This other quote is by Ellie Krieger. I actually have one of her cookbooks.
I was going to say, that name sounds very familiar. Okay.
In my food world, there is no fear or guilt, only joy and balance. So no ingredient is ever off limits. Rather, all of the recipes here follow my usual, sometimes, rarely philosophy. Notice there is no never.
I like it.
Me too. And I like that.
Because there's a lot of no's and nevers when you hear about diet.
For sure.
And food in general.
And I don't live by that motto either. It's like, yeah, I'll eat that. It's rare, but I'll eat it.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I think a lot of people could resonate with that one. And my last quote is only 3.
Okay.
And they're not too long. Is by Horace.
Horace?
Horace.
Okay.
Eating healthy is a way of life. So it's important to establish routines that are simple, realistic, and ultimately livable.
Word, Horace.
Stop it.
That's awesome. No, I like that one too.
All right. I didn't do so bad.
No, you did great, as always.
It's just, this is my passion, man.
I know.
Babe, I got to talk about it.
Food's your shit.
Food.
Absolutely. So, what action do we want our listeners to take?
Your take action challenge today is establish just one healthy routine when it comes to eating that is simple, realistic, and livable.
Love it.
That's it.
It's an easy task, folks.
I think so.
Let us know how you're doing. Give us a comment, a shout. If you have any questions, ask Jilly. She's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this stuff. But we want to hear what you're doing to change up your diet or your food intake while quarantined during this coronavirus.
Because we're all in it together, friends.
That's right. All right, folks, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you like this episode, please do us a favor and help us spread the message. You can do this by writing a review or by simply sharing this episode with a friend. And remember, sharing sparks a conversation. Conversation leads to action. And action is how we are able to live a happy and intentional as hell lifestyle. We want to thank you all for listening today, and we will see you again next week.
See you later, guys.